folks? Mimo Cloud Fetty, back at it.
Hey guys.
Another episode. Again, thanks for the viewership. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the support, comments, likes, shares. We appreciate it. We love doing this. And we're back with another episode. This topic is going to be, can men and women be friends?
Just friends.
Yeah, just friends. It's been an ongoing question for years. It's a classic question. It's debatable. Obviously, I have my opinions. She has hers. We're going to get into it.
Yes.
I'm going to ask that question to you, and I want your thoughts on that.
Okay. Now, I used to have a male best friend. So at the time, I did think it was possible. But then again, I was young and maybe naive because that friend probably did have some secret feelings or whatever. So to answer his question, it depends. I feel like it depends on the point you are in your life, right? I feel like if you're a married man and you start a job and you come home and you're all of a sudden like, yeah, my friend Cheryl or whatever, it's like, whoa. But if you're young, you're dating, you're in college, you got male and female friends, I feel like it depends on what stage you are in life. But I just don't feel like a committed person in a relationship or a marriage, I don't know that they just go and pick up new besties once they have a relationship. Because technically, your partner should be your best friend. Like, if you're a guy, your girlfriend should be your female best friend. That's how I feel. And if you're married, vice versa, whatever. I don't feel that you should be looking to an outside partner of the opposite sex for relationship advice. Like, that could just cause a lot of issues in the marriage. Because we did marriage counseling, and we still do. It's not marriage counseling really, but we talk to our pastor like once a month. We check in, and we just talk about how things are going in the marriage. But and he just keeps reiterating, saying that you guys have to continue to communicate with each other, do things with each other, go out, go to dinner, go to movies, continue to be best friends and communicate together. Because the minute you let outside people into your relationship is when problems happen. And I feel like if you're married and you have a male best friend or he has a female best friend, first of all, that person may not be able to advise you on what you're going through in your marriage. That person could secretly have feelings for you and could be steering you down the wrong direction because they have feelings. But at the end of the day, I feel like that third party is not there because it shouldn't be there because you're married to that person. You're not married to the third party. So I know what we go through when we go home and we wake up in the morning. That's what I share with my husband. That third person doesn't know that. And when you bring them into your marriage, you could be opening a window of a whole bunch of problems. So I personally feel married folks, grown people in committed relationships for years, engagements, whatever. You don't even have to be married, but people that are grown, functional adults, I don't believe in that male-female relationship. I feel like somebody secretly has feelings. Now, like I said, if you're in high school and junior high and college and you got female-male friends, it's a different time in your life. Yeah. But I don't think married, grown folk, like if he come up tomorrow and he be like he got a female best friend, I'll be looking at him side-eye like, I'm your female best friend. Like, I don't understand why you need another woman to confide in. So that's just my opinion on it. What do you think?
I think it's tricky and it's weird. I've always felt that way as far as how deep the friendship goes. In reference to marriage, I do agree with you. In that particular case, I would say if I had a female best friend other than you, then at the end of the day, they could have my best interest at heart. They know me.
Yeah.
But they don't know our marriage. They
Exactly.
don't know you. They don't know our relationship.
Yeah.
But they know me though.
Yeah.
They know my characteristics. They know me well. So That's how I feel about it. I've never had a female best friend outside of you. That's just the way it rolled for me. Um, I was either attracted to the woman, there's no hidden stuff,
Yeah.
or there was no chemistry and we wasn't cool. I think now too, like you said, stage of life. I'm older now, so I would definitely be more aware of how to categorize friends. If I'm working with you, you're my work buddy, but for you to be my friend outside of work and all that, like there has to be, barriers and stuff like that. So you wouldn't catch me saying nothing like that. I know the difference. As far as in general, can men and women be friends regardless of relationships and ties? Most of the time, no. I think that, like she said, there's always someone that's attracted to the other person. It's deeper feelings there. And then, they have the phrase that says, before you get in a serious relationship with a person, they should be your best friend or be a good friend.
Mm.
So I think sometimes people, they think about that and they're like, oh, wow, my friend, he or she has all these qualities that I've been looking for in a man.
True.
So maybe he's been or she's been the one for me all this time, and right under my nose, and I didn't know. To me, it's kind of a long shot. Trying to have your cake and eat it too, probably is not necessarily the case. So
Yeah.
I don't think that men and women can be friends like that unless they go through something, and again, different stage of life. But
Yeah. And also, it's like, I don't know. Like I agree, what my husband is saying, but at the same time, I feel like they say best friends make the best lovers or partners or whatever. Yes, that is true. So my thing is that if you're close to a female like that or a male like that and they're your friend, why not be in a relationship with that person? What is it about that person that's making you not want to be committed to them if they have all of those amazing qualities? Because like they said, most of the time you marry somebody, you marry your best friend, and which is true because I feel like I married my best friend. Like there's nothing that my husband doesn't know. Like we confide in each other about everything, even something simple like, oh, you like this dress, and he'd be like, nah, it's ugly or whatever. Like we just go to each other for advice and stuff like that. So it's like, he's my best friend, but I married my best friend. So my thing is that how could you have a best friend and you love them on all of those levels, but you don't look at them for a long term or a commitment? I don't know. To me, that's just a little weird. What is?
that's what I'm saying. Like it's a
why are they
different
being-
situation.
yeah.
There are some guys out there
No, there
that I
are.
know legitimately that have
Women
attractive
too. Women
female friends that they're just good friends. They talk to, they chill with, and it's never no line being crossed.
Yeah, I don't know.
God bless them. I would bring up a good point too with reference to us. We got along well. We was able to see that about ourselves early on. And the friendship grew over time to become best friends. Somebody looking this fine ain't gonna be my friend. I'm gonna tell them straight up like, yo, look, what's good? So we was in a relationship first.
Right.
And we became friends, which was the icing on the cake. But no, we weren't friends before, then started thinking about dating. So I
Yeah.
wanted to get that out in the open ASAP.
Yeah, I don't know. And then, I've seen situations where, whatever, ladies, I don't know, you may get mad, or fellas, but it's like the women is in competition with the wife or the girlfriend. Like, oh, I'm his friend, I know him better, da 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 da. I don't know if you guys still watch Ratchet TV, Love and Hip Hop, but remember, when Jim Jones and Yandy and Chrissy, they had all of that issues or whatever. But I feel like Chrissy was right, because it's like, you his manager, why are you getting involved with what he does for me and our situation and all of that, giving advice? Like, be his manager, stop trying to interfere. And that's where it's like it crosses line, because it's like, you're supposed to be my manager and my friend. Why do you look like you're catching feelings, or you're trying to prove something like, I know him better than you, I was around before you? What is the competition about if you're just friendships? It's just friendship. you shouldn't be competing with his woman if you're just a friend. So I see a lot of women that are allegedly friends. You know, they might talk shade about the girlfriend or the wife, or feel some type of intimidation, or feel like, oh, she just came along. I've been rocking with him for 10, this, that years. I knew him since junior high. Well, you knew him that long. You got all of these feelings for him. He didn't wife you, obviously. He picked somebody else. You seem like you have some secret feelings. So it goes right back to, I don't think that men and women could be friends, because I think somebody secretly has feelings and is just waiting for the right minute, or waiting for the other person to catch on and feel it too. But I don't feel like it's just a neutral thing, especially when it's two attractive people and you're praising this person, my friend, my best friend, my this, my that. I feel like it's some secret underlying feelings there. Just my personal opinion. Y'all can say what you feel. That's how I feel.
Interestingly enough, too, I did work with a woman that said that she was a best friend to a guy, and the guy was getting ready to get married, and the guy decided to make her the best man. I guess best woman or what have you.
Yeah, what happened?
Now, I think it worked out well.
Oh.
Now, she also may have been in charge of the bachelor party. I mean, that's what best men or women do.
Was she a lesbian?
No.
Oh.
And I don't know how that played out. Cause
Not saying she had to be, but I'm just asking.
I was no longer working at that job, so I don't know what happened. But my point in bringing that up is, you know, it's possible. It's all good. I thought that was cool hearing it. But for the woman that's the fiance to not have a potential problem with that, it's just weird to me. Especially the woman best friend. If I'm the fiance woman throwing a bachelor party for my man, I don't know about all that. I don't know how it played out.
Yeah,
I mean, this is once every 1,000 people, so this doesn't happen every day, but I thought it was rare and very interesting, and I wish I would have found out how it played out at the end, but I can't see how it wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't think it has anything to do with like being insecure and stuff like that. It's just a little too much. Like,
you gotta fall back afterwards.
You know, when you find a partner, like, you know, like the Bible says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing or whatever. It's like, it ain't talking about the best friend, you know. It's just, so I feel like when you find that good thing in your wife or your husband, it's a whole package. It's a package deal. If you're marrying somebody that you can't communicate with, you can't go out with, you can't go have a drink with, you can't shoot the breeze with, you can't talk about like, yo, you know, you're not looking that great, you need to cut your hair, or, you know, that dress doesn't really flatter you. If you can't be on a real level with your husband or your wife, you know, that's an issue. Like I feel like I've married somebody I could be my true self with. And if you feel like you have to go outside and get a best friend that you can expose your true self with, and you can't do that with your partner, then you either in the wrong relationship, wrong marriage, because your partner should be that best friend and all of that under the umbrella for you. It shouldn't be no additional person. It's just like bringing somebody else in the mix, like a threesome type of thing, or like, so, you know, it's just weird.
And the thing is, too, me being a guy, if I did have a woman best friend, you know, you can't always tell women everything. So it's like you got the woman best friend, you telling her serious stuff about the marriage. Usually women, when they care about you, they overprotective of you. So how could the woman not help but to feel a way if the marriage ain't working out, and then woman best friend would be looking at the wife sideways, and it would be a different kind of situation. Not like when you tell a guy, and you know, he gonna hold it down for you. He ain't gonna say nothing. He gonna be like, wow, I'm not getting into this, but I hear you. I can't see the female being quiet. It's gonna be some argument, and if it ever come down to it, it's gonna blow up. So, definitely, again, it would get weirder. If you don't like cut it off or kind of wean off of the friendship once you get married.
To wrap it up, Mima on Cloud Fetty, we do not think that men and women can just be platonic friends. I don't. I think it's secret feelings involved on one party, and they're just not speaking up, or they're riding it out until they're noticed by the other person that they got feelings, or the person comes clean. But I just don't Me, at 36 years old, I don't agree that that can rock. Now, if you're in junior high and high school, like I said, I had mad guy friends in high school and junior high. We all hung out together, played tag and stuff like that. But when you are grown, a functional adult with a family and a husband and a wife, and you running to your bestie after work and you leaving your wife at home and vice versa, it's too much.
Yeah.
So no, we don't believe that it could just be just friends. So guys, like, comment if you disagree, and subscribe to Mimo on Cloudfetti, and check out all of our cool other videos that we have down below. Thank you. Signing out.
Good night.
Good night.